Hey everyone, Dan here. Before I get into it, if you enjoy these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. And keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. Enjoy. Alright folks, here we are on Tuesday, December 5th. We're going to take a look at Dish. So I've had a few messages since I put out my last video, folks sort of checking in on Dish, so I thought I'd come in and do a little bit of an update here. I'm going to put something on the chart that I'm not going to leave on the chart, and I'll just explain why. So if we come off the bottom here, we see there is potentially an uptrend support developing. But to my liking, or for my liking, it's just too young. I think at best we could stretch it back here and sort of say there was an immediate test developing it, and then recent price action has come in contact with it. But I'm most interested if it comes down again and confirms off of it. Then I would feel that okay, this is potentially has some staying power. It still could go bust like really quickly, but for now I'm going to leave it off. But that would be a really nice thing, not just because it's uptrend support and so it would help it just get back a bunch of gains from this down 37% day, but it would consistently put in these ascending triangle patterns where you have this uptrend support coming in contact with this horizontal resistance line. So support banging against resistance there, and sometimes those can have some pretty explosive moves out of them. It's one of my favorite setups. So the other thing to sort of be cautious of, now this is just like one big down candle, but it was previously under quite a bit of distress, right? This is a long distressed stock, so let's not forget that. The other thing to just be careful of that would be helpful, again, putting in that support if it comes down to touch it again, is if it breaks that, the risk of this being a bit of a bear flag. So that's, those are a couple of things that I'm going to be watching for, but I do think regardless, unless it kind of like takes off and just zooms up for some reason, that that uptrend support is going to play a factor either in showing, okay, it doesn't have that support, maybe there was a bear flag developing here, or the continuous ascending triangle patterns taking shape. As for nearest in levels, 383 basically is the support level that I look for it to continue to try to develop off of, even if it kind of does a little bit of condensing of price action here and coils here for a little bit, maybe flags, that could start to ward off the possibility of a bear flag coming in here. So these are things that will just take time to develop. 407, if it does get above that, we'll see if this level here at about 4 develops into anything. That's sort of where the wick was here on this day. 401 was the high. So, as of yet, there's not a ton to go off to say that there's big resistance right at that psychological 4 level. So it's a little bit different to have 383 to 407, but also those levels could be pretty strong. Now, if it comes down further, and if it does slip that down, or sorry, that uptrend support, my goodness, 338 basically is the nearest in support level below, which is quite a big drop. So, the other possibility here, even if it does fail that uptrend support, would be if it holds, this 350-ish range, 355. That could give it an opportunity to come up here and sort of double bottom and then maybe make another move. So a lot to develop here. There's not a ton that's taken shape since the last video, but I got enough questions that I thought it was worth coming in. This has done exactly what we would have wanted it to do, or what a Dish bull would have wanted it to do on the Think or Swim study. So big down day out of the channel here for these several days, and it has come in and retested the mid-range. That's what it's fighting with at the moment. And at the same time, it has died down all of this bearish momentum. So the histogram putting in a lot of work here to get mighty close to the baseline. That last time it got to the baseline, it just shot right back down. but obviously it's putting in different motions in a different situation at this point. So interested to see what happens there. But again, if you look back here, histogram bearish momentum was dying down and it was started triggering on the TTM squeeze indicator. This time, again, dying down, and as it's getting toward the end here, it's starting to trigger on that TTM squeeze indicator. So this to me is actually even more interesting of a setup at the moment than the Weeble chart, just because out of the channel, test of the mid-range of the channel, while the histogram is getting mighty close to the baseline and it's starting to trigger. I mean, that's quite an interesting confluence of events. So could it fire and we get a big bang? Potentially. Which way it bangs, I don't know. That's always the question. But this one is really sort of piquing my interest even more than this one over here for the time being. All right, folks, I hope that your trading week is off to a good start. And as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.